Go on live in your Instagram. You have the link now. Share the link with me.
I'm really pissed off, man.
Calm down.
I can't share the link.
Huh?
Hold on. There's nobody in the call.
Okay, that's fine. Just go to your Instagram.
I'm just trying to get the thing. You got it?
Yeah.
So this is. You got it? So this is. We don't know what happened. Unfortunately, technology that you guys couldn't hear me speak. So we're correcting it right now. We have a new live that's up on YouTube. So we're going to be transferring you guys to YouTube. I'm going to get you the link momentarily. You send it to my phone. So here's the link if you want to jump in and watch the live. At least I believe this is it. So that's the link.
Not working.
What's not working?
Oh no, now it's working.
Okay, so we're just trying to get it corrected. We don't know. We don't know what happened with the live on YouTube, so we're correcting it right now. We had to shut down the live. And so if you want to go watch the 3% Parent Blueprint, please go watch the live. I'm updating it as quick as we can. I apologize for this. This is all about you leveling up as a parent. I'm doing the right thing for the kids. And technology, man, I wish I could give you guys a better explanation. And we're trying to do the best that we can. So please transfer over to YouTube. There's the link. I'm going to update it in my bio as well. I apologize profusely for it. I don't know. We don't know what happened, but that's technology sometimes. We did 4 tests. It all worked out perfectly. And then, of course, we have an issue and we couldn't correct it. So we had to shut the original link down. We're now setting it up here. So just give us a moment to get everybody kind of locked in and loaded. So I'm going to try and fix this as quick as I can. So again, I apologize. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but we're gonna make this happen, ladies and gentlemen. Mm-hmm. Not reporting audio. All right, guys, I apologize completely. Don't know what happened. We're trying to get it corrected.
I'm posting your stories.
It's unbelievable, man.
It's okay.
I love technology, man. So we're trying to correct it right now, guys. Let me go into Linktree, put a new link. Let me make sure this is the correct one. Nope, this is the old one. This is not going to work. Can you send me the new link to my iPad? AirDrop, maybe. Yeah, guys, I apologize. I would love to give you a better explanation, but unfortunately, technology is technology, and it just ruined the thing. The audio wasn't working. We don't know what happened. We don't know why. So just give us a second as we're trying to get everything corrected, and we'll get it going. So just again, I profusely apologize for the error, but I can't control technology. Which email? So just give us 1 second. I'm really sorry. I did not expect that to happen, but that's the business of technology. So I'm just going to update the link. If you guys could help share this out to people so we can get it corrected. I'm very sorry again. I wish I had a better answer of what went wrong, but we don't know. Yeah, we had over 1,000 clicks on the link on I think. Okay, so please, yeah. So the new link is in bio. So please go to my bio, and then you guys can watch. Yeah, Cassandra, we had an issue, guys. I'm talking to YouTube and I'm talking to Instagram at the same time. I apologize. So, Cassandra, what happened was the original link when we went live, the audio wasn't working. So we tried for about 7 minutes to fix the audio. It was not working. We don't know what happened because we did 4 tests and there wasn't a problem. And of course, now there's a problem. So we just updated the link. It's there. It should be. I'm going to do a double check. And Bella is going to send it to people real quick, and we're going to fix this as quick as we can. So again, I profusely apologize. I wish I could tell you what happened, but unfortunately, here we are, and we're going to do the best that we can to correct the action. So it looks like we're live. We're going to be just give it another 5 to 7 minutes, guys, and then we'll get the live event started. I'm very sorry again for the issue. Don't know what happened, but we're going to send it out to everybody and make sure that we get you up to date. So please, it's on my YouTube channel. So yeah, so you can go to my YouTube channel. Go to my, if you're in Instagram, go to my bio link, and it's now updated correctly. It's going to be in the stories. So anywhere you want to go check it, please do. Again, I'm super sorry for what happened. I wish I could tell you something else. It just we couldn't do 3% parent blueprint. No, 3% parent live event. Yeah, so that's the thing, and I apologize. So you guys on YouTube, you should be able to hear me now. We're just trying to give people another 5 to 7 minutes just to get in. And we're going to send this out to everybody to make sure, because we had over 1,000 clicks on the link on Instagram alone. So we got to give people a chance to come back in. And again, I profusely apologize for the error. I wish I could tell you better, because I would love to start this on the positive note. But we do what we can, and we kill it. So either way, we're going to make it happen. So just go get a drink, relax, enjoy the show, and we'll get you guys going. If you're on Instagram, please transfer over to YouTube. Link is in bio. It's in my story. The newest post, we'll have to correct it. We're going to be shutting down Instagram momentarily to start the party on YouTube. Okay, so we'll get everything set up and ready to go. Again, I'm sorry. Don't know what happened. But yeah, so that's the issue, and we're back up and running. So we're just going to give it a second. And it's crazy, man. We had 1,000 clicks in the last 5 minutes on the link on Instagram. So there's a lot of people that hopefully will be able to get back in and get the show rolling. So we're going to make it happen. So either way, man, I am super excited to share with you guys what you're going to see with the 3% parent live event. It's going to be completely game-changing, and I'm sure we put the power back into your guys' hands. And it's trying to do the right thing for the kids at the end of the day. That's the most important thing, because the ones that want to have a future, whether they become collegiate player coaches in the future, whatever it is, we want to make sure we give them the best opportunity to do that. So just give us a second, guys. We're just going to let people come in and fix this, and we're going to try and send this out to everybody. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm shutting Instagram down right now. So if you're on Instagram, transfer over to YouTube. You can check the story. You can check I recommend you go to the bio link. That's the best place to go. But get there so we can close this link out and move you guys forward. Okay, so go to my Instagram bio link. Click it. First one there, you'll be able to find the 3% parent live event, the new one that we had to fix. And we'll make it happen, okay? So I appreciate you guys. If you're on YouTube already, please give me a thumbs up if you can hear me so we can get this started. It's disappointing because we had, let me look at the clicks again. Let me refresh it. Yeah, we had almost 1,200 clicks. So crazy, man. But that's the name of the game, technology, right? So we're going to go ahead and close it. I'm going to make sure we get it sent out to everybody. And we're going to make it happen. So I'm closing Instagram right now. Switch over to YouTube, and we'll see you guys there momentarily. Thanks so much for checking in. All right, let me fix this. Just give us another 2 to 3 minutes, guys, on YouTube. I apologize, super. Oh, yeah, Alex, they're freaking out for sure. Just give us another 3 minutes, guys. I just want to make sure I can get this message out to as many people as possible. Live event, new link. Check bio. Check Instagram bio. Crazy, bro. There had to be some sort of issue, man, but we'll figure it out. We're going to make it happen. Kit, you did not miss the main event. Unfortunately, there was a technology error. The audio wasn't working for like 7 minutes. So we had to shut down the previous one to set up this one. So we're just going to give it a couple of minutes to hopefully get everybody connected. There's many people. We had, no joke, 1,200 people click the link. So I don't know if it was an issue with that. I don't think YouTube would have that problem, but maybe it was something with that. But we got it corrected. We're going to start. My plan is to start at 6:20, and we're going to make it. We're going to make it happen. You know what's interesting, kid, is we did 4 tests, 2 today, and it worked no problem. And then the second we started the actual live one, audio goes out. So not sure what happened, but next time I'm going to have to call my IT guy to come fix it. So yeah, and let me just make sure I get this to everybody. So let me fix that right now. Can you go ahead and put share screen and put on the actual live event? Nestor, is college ID camps worth it to get scouted? That's a very open-ended question. Send me a DM on Instagram, and I can help you there. That's a very open-ended question. Go to window. I can do it. All right, so we're going to be starting momentarily, ladies and gentlemen. And if you had anybody that you knew that wanted to come watch this, please share the link. We're just getting everything set up again. Okay, I want to make sure that we're still good, guys. You can see everything. You can hear. Okay, so just give us another 3 to 4 minutes to actually get started, and then we can get this rolling. All right, let's reload this. We should be ready to go in a second. All right, hopefully we're good to go. It's unbelievable how technology sometimes works and sometimes it doesn't. So we're anticipating starting in 3 minutes, guys, and we're going to go and absolutely run this, okay? So just, I'm sorry, be patient. We're correcting the issue. I profusely apologize. I wish I could tell you what happened and what. We're going to absolutely crush this, and I'm going to make sure it's worth your time completely. Instagram. Great. I'll help as well if it didn't make it happen. Yep, just give us 2 minutes, guys, and we're going to absolutely crush this. Yeah, I see that. You know what we have to fix? It went into dark mode. It went into dark mode. We got to turn off the settings. I can do that in a second. You keep sending. I'll fix it. Just got to fix one more setting. We should. All right, so everything should be set up, ready to go. We are starting in a minute. We are starting in a minute. Thank you, Keith. I appreciate you for saying you love the content, doing the best we can. This is like a mega club Zoom meeting, laugh out loud. Yeah, it's definitely a mega Zoom meeting for club. You have no idea. I've had about 5 people message me and tell me that we have an audio issue again. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Okay. Well, they're saying they can't hear me. Can't hear me. A lot choppy. Yes. Okay, we're good. Okay, so it must have cut out. Now it's back. Okay, cool. So we're going to start in a moment, guys. Just got to make sure everything's set up correct. I apologize tremendously for this. Not sure what happened and why, but we're going to fix it and make sure it's all running smoothly, and then we're going to go ahead and run the show. So let's give it another minute, and we're going to go ahead and run it. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. Technology. Just trying to send this to everybody so we can make sure that the new link is at least to people that need it. And we can start in a second. So just give us another, hopefully, 30 seconds. Know anybody that was a friend of yours? A friend of yours that wanted to watch it, please go ahead and send it to them so we can go ahead and get this running. And that way we can make sure it's working correctly. You can still hear me? Let's see. It says cutting in and out. That's great. I love technology, man. Guys, I recommend reloading the page. So reload it and see if that makes it better. Maybe it's some sort of issue on that side. Yeah, I would just reload it, and then hopefully that'll take care of it. So let's see. All right, so I can no longer see you guys. Second, and we're just going to go ahead and run this and have a lot of fun. All right, last check, and then we're going to go ahead and get started, guys. So I hope you're ready. I hope it's ready. Yeah, I would make sure you reload. Reload as well. Sweet. Okay, so guys, I'm going to go ahead and just open it with this, and then we're going to go ahead and actually start the actual live event, which is the 3% Parent Live event. First, I would like to say thank you so much for attending. A lot of good information that you guys are going to have in a second, and I'm going to walk you through the entire details, and we are going to kill this together, and we're going to make this happen, okay? So I apologize for the issue with the live. I don't know what went wrong with the audio, but we'll go ahead and get you up and running here in a second, and we will absolutely kill this. So I'm super excited to show you guys what is going on, and we're going to go kill this. Okay? Okay, so they're saying there's something issue with the bit rate. So let's check the make an edit and fix the bit rate. I don't know if I'll be able to do that. Yeah, I'm not sure how to make a bit rate change in the. How do you change the bit rate settings, guys? Not sure how to do that. You might have to reload. Because we did not have this issue at all. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I want to get you running, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Let's make it happen. Done, 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 done. We're going to start. That's it. We're starting. Okay, so like I said, welcome to the 3% Parent Live event. Super excited to welcome you guys in. Can you go ahead and move us forward? You can't hear me? Again? I'm going to have to just cut this audio. How about now? Still can't hear me? Can you guys hear me? No. Ready? Okay, so again, welcome to the 3% Live event. Get comfortable. And popcorn, maybe a pen and paper. You're going to get a lot of juicy information today. So let's make sure we have fun and run it, okay? Enjoy the show, guys. Enjoy the live event. Been putting this on for a long time and ready to make it happen. Here is what will happen today. I want your engagement. There's going to be a lot to discuss. We're going to have a roller coaster ride tonight. Are you ready? Go ahead and let me know in the chat, please, if you're ready for what's going to happen in the 3% Parent Live event. Let me know if you guys are ready. Let me know in the chat, please. Let me know in the chat. Tell me in the chat if you guys are ready, because this is going to be a roller coaster of a ride. Let's move. Here is my promise to you today. I can show you how to level up from a 97% parent to a 3% parent. If you don't know who I am, you may or may not have heard of me. I'm known as the Angry Soccer Guy, Kyle C. Wilson Official, Coach Kyle Wilson. That's what you guys know me as. Now, I want to address the cow in the room. First thing we're going to talk about is the cow. You might know what I'm talking about. If I was in charge of Cash Cow right now, based on this live event, I would be absolutely myself about this live event. Absolutely. Now, Kyle, when you say cash cow, what do you actually mean? Great question. I'm going to give you the actual information here in a second. A cash cow is a mature platform. The stage of the life cycle that they're in is a cash cow business. They're just printing money. They have a huge percentage of the market, so a big market share. They aren't trying to provide, say, new value. They are simply maximizing and monetizing their audience, which means, in English, the translation is, they are trying to make as much money as possible by spending very little and providing little value. That's a cash cow. Does this sound like cash cows want to do right by the kids? Let me know in the chat. Does this sound like a cash cow wants to do right by the kids? If they're trying to maximize their monetization, does that sound like they're trying to do right by the kids? Let me know in the chat, please. Let me know in the chat if you think that's the case. Let's keep moving. I want to be clear. The blueprint I'm sharing with you today works perfectly with parents who have players at any age and level. So U6, U7, U8, U9, all the way through to U18. It doesn't really matter. It does not matter if your player is recreational, developmental, or competitive. It doesn't matter. And I know this blueprint works because I've used it for 10 plus years, and there are other parents have implemented it with their players. This blueprint works not from theory, but from experience. Are we on the same page? You let me know if we're on the same page. Yes? Let's absolutely begin. So you can see here on the top left, 3% parent blueprint, or level 1. The objective, how to level up from a 97% to a 3% soccer parent. That is the goal, the objective. So again, the 3% parent blueprint, level 1, the objective, a 97% parent to 3% soccer parent. Let's go. Can you guys hear me? Yes or no? Can you hear me? Yes? No? Let me know if you can hear me. They're saying yes. Go back though, I think I missed one thing. This is what you will witness and understand today. So here is something you need to write down. So I told you to get a pen and paper. Your child's football development is the priority between birth to 15 years old, not the win and loss record. I want to address your 3 possible questions right now. What is the deal with the 3% parent blueprint? The 3% parent blueprint was created because there is a 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 plus year old player who, 1, has parents that live vicariously through them, 2, ripped off by the cash cows, or 3, simply have uneducated parents. Second question, is Kyle finally going to sell us something outside of cost? That's what we're going to answer today. But you'll find the answer to that question in a moment. But first, have you ever thought about why the cash cow organizations your child has played for have not produced the same type of content, especially for free or at cost? Their business model thrives on uneducated parents. They make 1,000% more money when you don't know what is in the best interest of your child. Straight up. For the last year, I've been giving away content upon content for free. So you guys actually have over 2,500 hours of content free. I will answer question 2 in a moment. But first, by the end of this live event, you will find out what today really is all about. And as well, a special project I've been working on for over 2 years. Just remember though, available on my YouTube channel is over $42,873 worth of content, 100% free. You just have to smash the subscribe button to get it. Now, I can't tell you what the special project is yet. You'll find out in a moment. Just got to wait for it. But what I can tell you is it's worth more than a cell phone, worth less than a Mercedes, And every single person here live will get one for free. And you will be the only individuals who get one because you made it to this live event. I might have to change that though now, considering the fact that this whole technological problem happened. The reason why I made it this way though is when I tell you in the future you need to be there, you'll be there. The proof is in the pudding, as they say. If you couldn't tell by now, the U.S. youth soccer system is in complete denial about the issues currently affecting 97% of the country. That's a problem. And to tell you the truth, I feel that I have a moral responsibility to at least put the power back into the hands of the consumer. Do you know who the consumer is? You, the parents. I feel like I have a moral responsibility for that. I feel a responsibility because there is a young kid who has parents who mean the best, absolutely mean the best, but are living vicariously through their kids by some of the following methods. Forcing their child to play, putting their child's best interest last, joystick coaching, screaming, yelling from the sidelines, following the badges, spending tens of thousands of dollars on scrimmages and flights across the country for a U10 player. Thinking their child will earn a full ride to college, not giving their player responsibility, berating in the car rides home and to events, thinking a U9 final is the World Cup, thinking their U8 player should be a striker only, thinking their player needs to play 77 or 99, thinking that a 7, 8, 9-year-old should be focusing on passing, acting toxic on the field, not understanding the levels of play in the U.S. Who doesn't let their kids make mistakes? For the kids who have to look at their parents after making a mistake. And then the last one, forgetting why we're even here. For the kids. We can't forget why we're here. And the whole reason why we're here is because your son or daughter says, Mom, Dad, I want to play ball. Children participating in sports are experiencing and fulfilling their journey. Not my journey, and not your journey as parents. Their journey. It's their game, their practice, and it's their time. Chris said the following about my content. Good morning, Kyle. I would like to thank you for the content you've provided. It has been extremely helpful. The information you've provided has opened my eyes as a parent as to what potentially needs to be done for my son's soccer future. The rest is just him explaining his background. Hassan said the following. Happy New Year, Coach Kyle. Thanks for all the knowledge. I found your page last spring and super grateful that I've been able to learn from you and apply it in my son's development. I've included a few videos of Ian playing 1v1 against me. I feel that you've been a part of his development. I hope you have a great and better year this coming 2024, maybe 2 to 3 million followers. Roland said the following. Good evening, Kyle. New soccer parent entering this world. My son just turned 8 years old, starting in a rec league. I was a typical parent that first session, shoot the ball out of his area and pass it as much as he could. Luckily, I came across your YouTube channel and started looking at all your videos and reading more into youth soccer. In just a few short months, I realigned my attitude and have made choices to further enhance the development of my son and the nuggets of information you provided us. I can't think of better information to new parents than to watch your channel. I appreciate your content and look forward to your playbook. Please send me over any information in order to receive this valuable information so I may guide my son the best I can. Thank you, Roland. No problem, Roland. Steve said the following about the 3% parent blueprint. Great content as expected. I thought the Pulisic video was a little redundant, but maybe the point really needs to be hammered home with other parents. After watching these, you have motivated me to try and pull my son's entire team out of his club or just go independent and start a new tiny club that prioritizes player development. I started talking to the coach over the weekend. Thanks for everything. Jose said the following. Kyle, thank you so much for all of your solid content you post on a daily basis. I've shared your profile with all of our parents and coaches. Both boys clubs team to a resounding positive plus. I actually made reference to joysticking and the idea of sending it, etc., in a parent meeting, which at first didn't come off as too acceptable. However, the more I spoke about it and described it, parents agreed. Your content is great. It gives me a great tool for my two boys as well as the club in general. Again, thank you for your dedication and hard work. It goes a long way. Christians, you're making DOCs nervous in the DMV. And I asked him, why do you say that? And because of the truth, man, you're exposing so much. Everyone knows you here in the DMV, truly full circle, how you're making an impact without even being in the DMV. Love the message, man. Hassan said the following about the 3% Parent Blueprint. Hi, Coach Kyle. I watched the intro and the first 3 classes. It's mind-blowing. I think the fact that U.S. Soccer is putting profits over development makes me appreciate the info you're providing even more. The kids' development starts with parents being educated, because what most parents are learning from clubs, what most coaches out there is BS. I'll continue watching classes tonight. I'll watch class 4, youth development tonight. Definitely looking forward to it. Thanks. And the final one, T said the following about the 3% Parent Blueprint. Man, it's a ton of content. I've paid $250 to $500 for less in other types of courses. Probably worth more like $500 to $1,000 if you look at all the bonuses and documents. Wow. The content actually works to help you as a parent level up and educate you through the youth soccer system. And the 3% Parent Blueprint 100% works. It's your opportunity to move away from the crowd known as the 97% parents. To get away from the toxicity and to just focus on your child's development and journey. It's a process, guys. But to do that, you as a parent need to level up. You may remember, my parents spent $82,593 on my youth soccer career from 7 to 18 years old. 7 to 18. And the only reason why I'm here today in front of you is because of the strategies outlined in the 3% Parent Blueprint. That's the only reason. There's no other. Before I share some of them, I need to tell you what my other goal today is. To make real youth soccer education accessible to everyone. And I want you to be the judge. I want you to be the judge and see if I live up to the expectation today. I will do my absolute best. That is my promise. Today, I'm going to deliver and help 2 types of people. Group 1, known as help yourself, the ones that are struggling so-called to breathe. The people who are really struggling to provide a chance for their player due to lack of resources or education. I promise you, I will help you get closer today for free, and you'll want to stay to the end as I deliver on that big time. Now, for everyone else in Group 2, for those of you in the position to help me pay it forward, I'm going to show you how it's in the children's and parents' best long-term interest to have a parent who is educated. Education is truly key, and paying it forward can help a parent who truly needs the support and realization to level up. We can accomplish both our missions together. Only together can we put the power back into the hands of parents and truly force change in the U.S. soccer landscape. At the end of the day, no one is coming to save you. The longer you are uneducated, the more money you spend, the more you stress, the more costly mistakes you will make. You need to realize the only person who can save you and your child is you. Real life is not a fairy tale type of story. You're going to have to learn this stuff. End of story. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, I want you to become a 3% parent. Are you ready? Let's take a step back and look at this from a distance. I love the worldview, by the way. Question for you. Who here would like to truly help their child realize their dreams? Let me know in the chat. Who here would like to truly help their child realize their dreams, whether it's in football or not, whatever their dream is? Who here would like to truly help their child realize their dream? Otherwise, this would have been over right now. So thankfully, you want to help your child realize their dream. So rather than talk about how to help your child achieve their dreams, I'm going to show you the opposite effect. How could we guarantee that they never achieve it? Different strategy, different point. Can you guess the answer? Write it in the chat. How could we guarantee they never achieve it? Let me know in the chat. Write it there. Let's see.
Stressing them.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, stressing them. I guess we're going to find out in a moment. Let's go. Stay uneducated. If you're uneducated and you don't know what to look for and what to do, that's going to cause your child to not achieve their dreams. It's so important that you're educated. Especially in a country where youth sports isn't about the kids. It's all about the dollar bills and maximizing profit, which we learned 10 minutes ago from the whole cash cow spiel. And individuals that are uneducated, and I'm talking tens of thousands of dollars at the newest badge, which comes on your shoulder, organization or marketing scheme of why your U12 player needs to play in this league. You may be ironically chuckling, but some of you are doing this right now. Let's assume your child really wants to play at least college in the future. You know that skills and ability are a prerequisite, right? I think that's pretty obvious. Of course, yes. Here is the second key to write down for you. There are 3 keys to maximizing player potential in youth football. You need to have a bought-in player, a bought-in parent, and a coach who can develop and cares to do the right thing for the kids. Sometimes it really is just that simple. There is a reason when we look at the top level players, they are really that good fundamentally. And here's a picture, if you can't tell, that's me, my brother on the far side, and Luis Nani in the middle. And this guy is a top level player even at 36 years old. Unbelievable, the guy's skill. Players at that level really are exceptional and just ridiculously good. You may have a good player. Your son, your daughter may be a good player, but you don't know how to actually help them break through the system that is designed to fail your child, because all it's about, bills. This is why I continue to highlight the importance of parent education. Most players that make it out have a plan, and parents who think about the longer term game versus the win at all cost mentality that plagues 97% of parents. There is a reason why I call it the 3% parent blueprint. The goal is to level you up from being the average parent, so the 97% who do some of the following: joystick, scream on the sideline nonstop, lives through their kids, ruins the car ride, doesn't help the recovery process, thinks their child should play one position only, thinks the badge will help get them out, and my favorite one, hopes for the best. What you need to realize is, and to tell you the truth, it's not rocket science. For your child to make it out, they have to have the 4 following processes. They have to be good enough. They have to stand out. They have to do the right things off the field. And they have to have a network and or contacts. But the key is, for your child, where they play in the USA only truly matters when they are 15 years and older. That's so good, I'm going to say it again. For your child, where they actually play in the USA only truly matters when they are 15 years and older. You may ask why. The only players getting recruited younger than that are the ones that we call generational talents. A generational talent is someone like a Phil Foden, a Marcus Rashford, or a Lionel Messi, or countless others that have made a professional life starting at like 15, 16, 17 years old. That's a generational talent. And when I say that, I mean at the highest level. They're full-time pro, 15, 16, 17 years old, getting significant minutes. That's a generational talent. This is why I continue to highlight the importance of development. A great example of this would be what a U8 or U9 training session should look like for the average American player. So let me give you a snippet of what you will find inside the 3% Parent Blueprint. Here's an example training session structure of what it should look like for a U8, U9, hour and 30-minute session. Here are the 4 things they should be working on. Here are the durations typically that they should be working on. And then modify as necessary based on the level of the group. So phase 1 is technical activation, juggling and dribbling. That's it. Phase 2, coordination, which would be speed and agility or basic coordination and mobility. Phase 3 would be a small-sided game of like a 1v1 or a 2v1. That's it. And then the final phase would be a game that's a like 3v3, or maybe if you really want to go big, you go 5v5. But you don't go above that. That's it. That's the secret. Here's what we're going to do today with our short time together. 1, share a few breakthroughs I've had when learning the importance of having educated parents. You get the lesson without the pain or the scars. 2, I'm going to give you guys a bunch of processes to consider for your child's development. 3, I'm going to invite you to join me on my mission of making real youth development education accessible to everyone. 4, we're going to move this on so you can rip up the box and dive into my last 2 years of work. And I got to tell you, it's been a lot of work. Is that fair? Let me know in the chat if that's fair. Let's see. Is it fair? You guys let me know if that's fair or not. Unbelievable. Let's move forward. Now, I'm going to show you action steps. This is the first one called the pre-step. So it's before step 1. And that is training and development always start at home. This is probably the most undervalued key in the United States of pay to play. And I'll tell you why before proceeding. If you expect that your coach for a cash cow, for example, to develop your son, ain't going to happen. It always starts at home. So before you can put the expectation that your child's going to be developed, it starts with you at home. And this is why I continue to highlight the importance of education and development, because you need to know what to do from at least a general standpoint and the pathway to take to help your child. That starts at home, not at club soccer. Let's see the next step. Step 1, you need to find a coach. And you've heard me talk about this on Instagram multiple times. That development, let me say that again. You need to find a coach that develops and cares about doing the right thing for the players. That's huge. That is huge. I literally, it's crazy to think about. I literally would not be here today if it wasn't for this step. Because when I was 6 years old, my parents found a coach who cared and knew how to develop. If it wasn't for this individual, I probably would be a coach. In fact, I would guarantee this, that I would be a coach if I still got into coaching, being on the sideline screaming, boot it, kick it, and send it. It's all because my parents found a guy who cared and developed that I am here today in front of you presenting this to you. Otherwise, if it wasn't for him, absolutely not, I wouldn't be here. And I'm still in contact with him today. That's how big this is. And I need you guys to understand, this is why it's the first step. You have to find a coach that knows what he's talking about in terms of development, and he cares about the kids or your son or daughter. Step 2, you need to understand that player development is just like the stock market. The player will go through many highs and many lows throughout their journey. It's literally normal. There's going to be periods where you go, I don't think he looks too good, or she looks too good. That's literally going to happen, and you have to deal with it. There is no other ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's normal. Step 3, focus on the development methodology framework, which you have here below. 1, core skill development. This is basic ball manipulation. Step 2, which would be dribbling skill. This would be like fakes and feints, changes of direction, stops and starts, and escape moves. 3 would be the implementation of 1v1 skills. So going at an opponent and focusing on the skill. 4, basic decision making. 5, and before I go to 5, basic decision making would be like, do I dribble or do I pass? That's basic decision making. There's no other thing else. 5, passing skill. So how to correctly use the technique to pass the ball. 6, receiving skill. How do you turn, receive the ball with the left foot or the right foot correctly? And then 7, advanced decision making. This would be way more complex than just basic decision making, but this would be things like, do I play a 1-2? Do I move here? Why do I move here? Where do I reposition myself? There's so many little intricate details that go into advanced decision making that are only successfully achievable once the player has the first 6. Step 4, realizing players that are missing step 1 through step 3 do not have the core skills necessary to implement passing concepts successfully. This means dribbling first before passing. Step 5, understand it is much easier to teach a player to be creative and become a risk taker when we develop the ability to play free and dribble before even contemplating teaching them how to pass a ball. Step 5, continued. I want you guys to think about a painter, like somebody that is an artist, for example. And the question I have for you is, who do you believe would be more creative? A person who has to pass the brush every 10 seconds, or the one that can keep their brush until they finish their masterpiece? So let's think about this really, like let's deep dive this. You have a painter, I'm painting, and I start painting on the board, and then at 10 seconds, I got to throw the brush or pass it to the next person. And then I got to wait 10 seconds to get my next brush. So then I get the brush again, and I start painting. Clock, I got to pass the brush. Who do you think is going to be more creative? The one that can keep the brush the entire time where they work on their design? Or the one that has to pass the brush every 10 seconds, who's going to be stressing because they can only get so much done in those 10 seconds? I don't know what you guys think. What's interesting is Scaloni, the Argentinian head coach, the one that just won the World Cup with Lionel Messi in 2022, just came out talking about how the game is losing its creativity. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I will read the bottom snippet in purple. We are losing the essence of football, and not only at the professional level, but at the children's level as well. My children play in Spain, and they are overwhelmed with information. They receive the ball and are already being told what to do. Like, think about that for a second. Even at the professional level and at the kids level, this is a guy that's won the World Cup as a coach, and he's telling us this. That's a red flag that we really need to be paying attention to. Here's a second quote from him. Same guy. Why? Sure, there are no dribblers because if they can barely receive the ball and if they barely receive the ball, you say pass it. Imagine if Messi, when he was 8 years old, had been told all the time, pass it. His coaches, today we wouldn't have him. It's something impressive. Since football has ended up being such a big thing, everyone reads, studies, and believes that with that they can lead. You tell a 7 or 8 year old child to draw the diagonal, to make the coverage, he is 7 years old. Let him play ball, make mistakes, and when he is 14 or 15, we start correcting him. It is a message for the future. This is a sport, and the beauty of football should not be lost. I 100% agree. Step 6, be a parent that is comfortable and okay with your child making mistakes. Mistakes are a part of the learning, growing process. Don't be that parent that their child looks directly at them after making a mistake. Don't be that parent. And what I'm talking about is they're playing in the game, and then they go like this after making a mistake, and they're looking right at you because they're waiting to see if you're paying attention, because they know that you're going to rip them for it if you're paying attention. Step 7, understand that the league or badge that is on their shoulder is intrinsically irrelevant until they are 15 years old. Why? No one is getting a college scholarship or a pro contract from 6 to 14 years old unless They are a generational talent. Understand that. Step 8, realize the importance of nutrition and what your child is eating or drinking is make or break in the long run. And that's huge. It's so important. Step 9, realize the importance of taking care of the body for maximal performance output. Step 10, understand there is one single element your child can control. This starts with the letter E and ends with the letter T. And I gave it to you in the bottom left. It's called effort. That's the one thing they can control. They're going to make hundreds of mistakes every single day. And you probably, as a parent, make mistakes every single day. It's a part of the business. Step 11, there is a difference between exposure and being exposed when it comes to recruitment at the next level. So think college or professional. Exposure is going to an event where there are recruiters. Being exposed is if those recruiters are actually watching your player. There's a huge difference because you can go to an event and there can be a recruiter watching your game. That does not mean, however, they are watching your player. There's a big difference. They can be sitting there at the game watching. But here's what you probably don't understand. I wasn't even going to give you this, but I'm going to of what happened with the live event. And that when let's use college recruiters. Let's say a college coach comes to watch your child's game. The reason why they're at that game is because they're already specifically watching somebody. And if you haven't been in communication with the coach already, chances are not in your favor, not in your son or your daughter's favor. Now, there's a chance that you could be a standout and that grabs their attention. But understand that when a college recruiter or even a pro scout comes to watch a game, they're there already looking at maybe one or two specific people. That's it. So if you haven't already had that recruitment part with them, it's going to be very hard for your kid. And that's why there's a huge difference between exposure and being exposed. Now, the end goal with becoming a 3% parent is 4 main ideas. 1, actually understand what it takes to help your child level up. 2, supportive parent that does the opposite of the 97% who joystick, berate, and scream at their kids. 3, be comfortable and okay with your child making mistakes as it's a part of the learning process. Now, before continuing, I want to hit you with this nugget. Think about yourself, or at least I'll give you my perspective about me. I always learn the best when I have to go through something. Does it suck? You know how many times, for example, my parents told me something, or a friend told me something, or even my wife told me something and said, hey, you're not going to want to do that. And I'm going to say, well, I'm going to do it. And then you do it and you're like, well, I should have listened. You know, give me a thumbs up if that's happened to you in the chat where somebody's giving you an advice. You think about it, or maybe you let it go in one ear and out the other. You don't do it. You go through the error and you go, I probably should have listened to that person. But that's because from my experience, I learn way more from going through a mistake, through the experience of it versus somebody telling me it. And that's just, especially with young kids, that's extremely normal. 4, and this is probably the most important piece. Realize that this is your child's journey, not your journey. You have to take that step back and separate your child versus you. This is their journey, not your journey. Let's talk about value now. You've probably heard me talking about multiple times why value is so important in the youth game, especially in 2024. Understand, and this is key, that pay to play go away in my lifetime. It will not go away. Coaches need to get paid. Fields need to be paid for to be able to be used. Whatever other costs that I can't think of in my mind in this moment that come, pay to play is not going away. So instead of just throwing your money, let's invest in your child's development. Does that sound fair? Give me a thumbs up in the chat if that sounds fair. Because you can keep throwing money at something, but and I'm going to give you the secret in a minute. My mindset shift is let's invest in your child's development because you're putting money into something. Like my parents, as I told you earlier, paid $82,593 in my youth soccer career. Well, that was an investment. Let me know in the chat. Okay, Mr. Angry Soccer Guy, how can we determine that? It's a good question. Let's break it down. This is what I would want to invest in for my child's youth soccer career. Development, challenges, growth, sacrifice, struggling, adaptation, and setbacks. I could probably make more to this, but that's 7 right there. Notice, I didn't say wins or losses. I didn't say it. Didn't even use the word win or loss. Now, example, you pay fees every single year of roughly $2,000 to $10,000 plus a year for your child to play, depending on where your son's playing at or your child's playing at. My opinion is you should be, and this is what I'm advocating for really, you should be receiving more value compared to the cost. So example, let's say you spend, let's use a $3,000 example. You should be receiving value greater than $3,000. So $3,500, that would be a win. If you pay $5,000, like I just said, you should be receiving value more than $5,000 from the organization that you're paying. That would be a win. But anything less would be a loss. So the example is if you spend or you're paying $5,000, you're investing $5,000, but you are receiving $1,500 in value. That you're receiving $1,500 in value, and this is happening across the country. That somebody's spending, that's the investment, but they're receiving $1,500 in value. The problem in 2020 that for 97% of the parents and players in the country, they are operating at a significant loss every single year. You're literally being ripped off. But how do you determine this, Mr. Angry Soccer Guy? Here is my youth soccer value calculator. This lets you determine the hourly rate, so how much you're paying for quote unquote babysitting soccer. That's what I call it as a joke. So you can determine how much you're paying per hour. And then you can determine, which is the value part here of what I call considerations and bonuses. This is on a +1, 0, or -1 scale. I have a video that walks you through how to actually use it. And then I have a PDF that you can go download and implement for yourself to break down the cost and the considerations and bonuses that you use in this format to determine if you are undervalued, at break even, which would be at the $3,000 example, you're at 3,000, or you're above value, or you're getting value. Now, I want to talk about level 2. And you're probably thinking, level 2. Level 2. Now, let's look at your child's immediate to long-term development. If you're really ready to help your child level up, I'm going to share with you a secret, but it may be tough at first for your child to implement. Once they buy in and they take responsibility, you'll see ownership in their own process. And it can be used in other parts of their life outside of the game. You're going to give them more responsibility. You're probably thinking, really, Kyle? That's the secret? Yes, actually. And I'm going to tell you what they are right now. There are 5 immediate and implementable actions for your players. They need to know their schedule, not from mom and dad. They need to know their schedule. They need to prepare their own equipment and gear for practice or for games, not mom and dad. They need to understand what they're eating and what they're drinking. And then they need to know about their traveling. So for example, if they're in the car, they need to be preparing themselves mentally for practice. A parent can help support that. And then 5 would be when they arrive to the facility, they are locking in. Seems simple, but honestly, some kids struggle with owning their responsibilities. But here's one brilliant strategy to help them implement. I will show you my preparing for practice framework. 5 actions for your player. This is literally a documentation that you can sit down with your player and they have to go through these actions, and it's like a checklist for them. And as a secret, I will also show you my preparing for practice framework, 4 actions for parents. This is for you to understand and realize that you need to put the responsibility on your child. This will help you and help your child stand up to take responsibility for their practice and for their journey, because they have come to you and said, Mom, Dad, I want to play ball. Well, then you need to be redirecting. At least that's what I would do if it was my child. I would be redirecting the responsibility to them because this is what they said they want to do. Remember, this is their dream. But you may be stumbling on something I said earlier. Kyle, you tell me I need to find a coach who cares and knows about development, but I don't know how to find that. It's not easy. Well, great news. I have my secret weapon I've made just for you. It breaks down the 2 types of coaches, what I call a player developer and a team preparer. So you can see a small snippet here that kind of highlights what it is, and this is from the actual documentation. Player developers focus on the kids' needs. Team preparers focus on got soccer points and tournament wins. I give you my 12 questions that I would ask my child's coach or club before committing to the team. Here are the first 6. What is your targets individually for my son? What is the focus of your training sessions? How do you want the team to play and why? What are the learning objectives and tangible targets for the year? Will my child have the opportunity to play up if he is dominating? What is your honest policy about playing time? Is it given or do they earn it? And so much more. But I don't want to overwhelm you with information. You'll just have to dive in. I will show you my what to look for framework, Coach Edition. And the next logical question would be, which is fair, that's great, Kyle, but what about a trainer? Because there's a lot of fancy guys on Instagram as trainers. Cool. Fantastic question. I got you. Maybe you saw this video on social media. And I got to tell you, before moving forward, this is probably my favorite one I've ever done. Like, I love this video. It was hysterical. And the funniest thing about it was we made it on the fly. Like, me and my wife, created a routine or a skit. And then last second, I said, you know what would be really cool? Let's do this. Anyways, you need to be careful of what I call training that sells methodology. Training that sells focuses on these 3 elements. This is from my experience. They're going to do a lot of 2-cone or 3-cone or maybe 4-cone patterns where you do pull, push, push, pull, push, push. That's beneficial for a player that is very, very low level, in my opinion. Okay, the second one you're going to see is lots of cone exercises. So again, same type of thing. They're going to just do that on repeat. And what's interesting is, let's use the 2-cone pattern as an example. I could go to a field. I could do a private session. I could bring a player and put 2 cones down, give him a ball, and then in 5 seconds in my mind, I can come up with a pattern. And I can say, okay, Johnny, pull, push, do this, boom, boom, boom. Okay. 5 seconds later, I can come up with a second pattern. 5 seconds later, I can come up with a third pattern. 5 seconds later, I can come up with a fourth pattern, so on and so forth. You don't have to, as a coach or trainer, you don't have to put a lot of thought into a 2-cone pattern, because it's just, you put 2 cones down and you do some sort of exercise. Now, what the key thing is, these look extremely fancy and high level on the gram. So much so, I'm going to tell you this as a bonus. I actually had a meeting with a parent once, 3 years ago, and we were having a conversation. It was an exit interview, and they were like, well, we don't really see the development. But when we go to this person who was a trainer, and they gave the example of, well, he does all these 2-cone patterns, and we can really see the development. And I said, yeah, if I put your kid into a pattern that he's never done before, I ask him to execute it, and he's it, then yeah, he's going to improve with some time with that pattern because he's going to be doing it on repeat, on repeat, on repeat, on repeat. So of course he's going to look better. And then I ask the follow-up question: do they play games? No, there's no games. So of course you don't see him implementing said skill in the game. You just watch the training. Whole separate point, but I wanted to give you that nugget to at least think about it. Let's keep moving. I will show you my what to look for framework trainer edition. Now, the next logical question, how can I determine my child is really showing the mindset to take this to the next level in the future? You're probably stumped on that one. Fantastic question. I have my future pro player framework that is designed for players 12 and older. And here's a small snippet from it. Stretching every single day. Proper warm-up before practice. Proper cool down and stretch after practice. Getting 15 minutes of touches on the ball every single morning. Eating 3 healthy meals a day. No soda, or at least extremely limited because they want to take their game to the next level. Why 12 years old though? Because at 12 and older, they start showing they mean business. And anything younger should be focused on mastery of the ball and love of the game. This will put to the test if your player really shows they want it versus just speaking about it, because actions speak way louder than words. This will let you evaluate if your player is all talk or they are committed to potentially getting to a higher level in the future. This is a test to show you, mom and dad, that they mean business, that they're serious, that they're committed, that they're dedicated. Now, I need to add this. Just don't expect them to implement all right away because it's 16 of them. Give them a few months, maybe do 3 per month, then add 3 more next month, 3 more the following month, because it takes about 21 days to build a habit. So it's going to take them time to add them, to help them push through it. Just give them the guidance. Now, here is my future pro player framework with 16 targets that are perfect for players 12 and older. You're probably thinking, though, Kyle, this is great, but we've never been told what my child should be achieving or doing on the field, specifically in a game. I would agree with you. I am sure you never had. But here's the great news. I got you. Surprise, I got you. I have every single position from 1 to 11. This means goalkeeper, right back, center backs, left back, defensive mid, center mid, number 10, left wing, right wing, striker. Mapped out just for you parents who don't know, and your child certainly doesn't know. You have the summary for each position and their specific roles in attacking, defending, transition, and set piece moments. Sounds great, right? Let me know in the chat if that sounds great. Or, yeah, let me know in the chat. Does that sound great or not? Let me know in the chat. Let's keep going. You guys will let me know. But wait, I forgot to tell you one more key detail. I also include per position, so every single position, game day objectives in a silver and gold tier ranking. So silver would be second and gold would be top. So you can see the example here. This is from the actual documentation. Example of a number 9, center forward, striker. 8 targets for a silver medal. You get it per player, per position. You and your child will never go into games blind again. It is specifically formulated for the 11v11 game, which is U13 and older. However, it can be modified. How awesome is that? No, seriously, how awesome is that? Just remember who's got your back. That's all I'm going to say. I will show you my 1 to 11 roles and responsibility framework, or what I also call the $12,593 blueprint. Completely game changing. Completely and utterly game changing. Boom. You probably think we are done. Well, I got good news. We are just getting started. A lot more to come. Kyle, you talked about nutrition and the importance about recovery. We have no idea what that looks like. I wouldn't expect you either. What's interesting is my parents were not high-level athletes at any point in their life. I love my parents to death. They know that. They never played anything even in high school, so they didn't have an idea either. But what you're going to find out is, and here's a small documentation to show you just a snippet of what you're going to find shortly. Let me fill you in on at least 3 secrets. Nutrition, so meals. I got this from a friend of mine who works with professional athletes all the time as a nutritionist. Her advice was 2 servings carbs, 1 serving vegetables, 1 serving protein per meal. Per meal. That was her advice. Stretching is key for long-term success, so flexibility. A proper warm-up and cool-down is key for the serious player. And all these are about a serious player, by the way. And committed and dedicated. If you couldn't guess, I got you. I will share with you my post-game / training framework. This will walk you through what a player needs to, from a nutrition recovery standpoint, after every single training session or game. There are literally no more excuses. Hashtag no excuses. But Kyle, you mentioned that training starts at home. What does that mean? This is a question for your player. How bad do they really want it? The best players put in training when no one is watching. So again, I show you a small snippet, the truth about long-term development. This can include training as the following: technical practice, speed and agility, physical training, studying the game, watching pro matches, and watching your own matches back. And there's more, by the way, but this is just players that want it, show it, practice outside of club practice. But practice doesn't have to be on a field only. It could also be studying or watching content related to development. So I will show you my Own Your Development framework, which is key for your player in realizing their long-term potential. Remember, the player has to want it. It can't be the parent. And the entire goal of you becoming a 3% parent is helping your player level up and become a 1% player. But Kyle, you haven't told me how to do that. You're right, I haven't. But here now, you can see a small snippet, very small piece of it, about developing a 1% player. And a 1% player is somebody that's going to go to like an MLS academy, go to college, maybe become a pro. That's what a 1% player is. And almost every single player that plays competitive and parent to that respect has the goal of helping their child become a player that gets to that level. And I'm going to share you the information. Did you think that I would leave you hanging? I think so far I have shared quite a bit, but I do have maybe one more trick up my sleeve. I'll share with you my developing a 1% player framework. And this, though, is not for the lighthearted. This is for the go big or go home moment. So if your player really wants it, this is them going big, or they're going to go home. That's why I said this is not for the lighthearted. But Kyle, what happens when your child becomes a 1% player? Aha. This is where networking and connections play the biggest role. The player is good enough and is showing the ability to get to the next level. And here's a small snippet, again, a very small piece of the action steps from a networking perspective. Networking connections mean absolutely nothing if the player isn't committed, dedicated, and actually good enough, or actually good enough. Imagine trying to sell a crap used car. many people won't want to buy it, right? Same here. If the player isn't good enough, it won't matter the type of connections. But I will leave you with this quote from my college professor. It's about who you know to get the job. It's about what you know to keep it. I almost forgot. I got you. I will share with you my networking framework that will be crucial for 99% of players who need that edge to stand out. Whew. That's a lot. But we still haven't discussed the final part. Now, you're probably wondering about the cost. I told you today was going to be game-changing. And I think so far it has been just that, game-changing. I'm sure at this point, and after all the information presented so far, the question probably on the tip of your tongue is the following. Will Kyle finally sell us something? Well, I guess it's time to let the cat out of the bag. Just the bonuses that I mentioned before, I value at over $20,718. And T said the following just about my 3% parent blueprint, it should be worth between $500 to $1,000. And here's how the fee of $20,718 is broken down. You have the $12,593 blueprint, which is the 1 to 11 positions. You have $797 for the future pro player framework, $797 for own your development. You have $897 post game framework, $897 networking framework, $1,249 for the developing 1% player framework, $797 for the players roadmap, $897 for the parents roadmap, and then you have the $897 for what to look for a coach, $897 for what to look for a trainer. That totals $20,718 in value or cost. And I haven't even talked yet about the 3% parent blueprint price yet, or even the value calculator. But please give me a drum roll. Hit that drum roll. Let me know. Whew. It's a lot of information. But go back because some people are telling me that it's breaking up. But like I said, just the frameworks in level 2 is valued over $20,000. And then the 3% parent blueprint, just from T alone, who already went through the course, said should be between $500 to $1,000. Go ahead, go forward again. That drum roll, please. Boom. Because I will be giving you access to all of it. But the question is, how much? Not for $20,718, which is just the cost of the frameworks. Not for $15,495, which at this point would be insane value, considering what you would get. Not for $10,995. This is basically getting close to a steal. Not for $5,797. We're really doing this? Not for $2,697. We're really doing this? You'll get access to all of it for one single payment of okay, free. We weren't supposed to do that, but that's okay. Free. The whole thing is free. Top to bottom, free. That's right. 100% free. That means you'll get access to the 3% parent blueprint, which is you get the video version free, which will be available on my YouTube channel. This will be available on my YouTube channel. And you also get the audio version for free. So if you don't want to watch a video, you get the audio version for free. It will be available on my podcast, the Pro Journey Podcast.
Where's the podcast?
You can find my podcast on any platform, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, whatever else there watch it on, you can find it there. You get both for free. Now, I want to talk about the 2% Parent Blueprint, which was all these extras that equaled $20,718 value. That's a part of the 2% Parent Blueprint, which is level 2, that will also be free on my podcast and YouTube channel. The whole thing, free. They will be available after this live for free. However, we are still not done yet. There's still something to go. At the beginning, I said I was going to help 2 types of people. Group 1, the people who are really struggling to provide the chance for their player. I promised you I would help you get closer today for free. And I'm still going to deliver on that big time. Group 1, do you feel like I have kept my promise to you? Let me know in the chat, please. Give me a thumbs up or fire or maybe a heart if I kept my promise to you. I'm going to wait for you guys. Tell me if I kept my promise to you. Now, for everyone else, for those of you in the position to help me pay it forward, I'm going to show you how it's in the players' and parents' best long-term interest to have a parent who is educated. Education is truly key, and paying it forward can help a parent who truly needs the support to level up. It took me 2 years and 1,300 hours of time to put this entire thing together for you. There were 33 redos, 7 drafts, and over 100 recording attempts. To be honest, there were thousands of times I wanted to quit. But my wife told me there is a 9-year-old kid, Kyle, who plays for a cash cow and or has a parent that will absolutely destroy their potential because they're uneducated. You have to do it for them. It's because of that I prevailed and put this together for you. I stand here after multiple attempts. The editing system failed with my recordings. Frustrated, I had to return back to the drawing board. I am confident that this is my best work to date. If you are ready to help pay it forward, we are ready to release the diploma series for the 3% Parent Blueprint. It is with a lot of pride that I'm able to present you the official level 1 diploma, okay, for the 3% Parent Blueprint. But before I can tell you where to sign up to earn the diploma, whose life here has been made better by all of the content, courses, lives, and documents or documentations? Tell me in the chat. Tell me in the chat. Whose life here has been made better by all the content, courses, lives that I've done, and documentations that I've given you? Tell me in the chat. Keep going. Then you already know how life transforming education can be. So help me share this and do what is right for the kids. Give the official 3% Parent Blueprint course to a friend, someone who needs the accountability, someone who needs the wake-up call, someone who needs help, and someone who needs to change. Someone who needs the structure to be in a better position to help their child, someone who really needs to make a change in their life to help their 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12-year-old child go through the youth soccer process. Maybe they joystick too much. Maybe they live through their kids. Maybe they think their 9-year-old is a striker, whatever it is. Whatever it is, help me pay it forward and help them help their 9-year-old player or 10-year-old or 12-year-old, whatever age it is, who really needs the help, because the parent needs to invest in their education. And I'll give you a great example. I was at a tournament today, and we're just walking by fields. And what do you hear on the sideline the entire time? Parents going ballistic on the sideline, screaming, joysticking, yelling at the referee, whatever it is, losing their mind. Those are the type of people that need to invest in their education. And as a token of my appreciation, I will give you a 15-minute call with me. But only to the first 10 who order the official 3% Parent Blueprint. I will be happy to discuss anything with you on the call regarding your child's development and pathway. The official course with the diploma is $49.99. However, this needs to be very clear. You only earn a diploma when you pass the course. Inside the official course, you will find the full level 1 content, so that's the 3% Parent Blueprint, the testing that you have to go through, and then what I call ideas, or like it's really a mindset shift that you will need to agree with. And the key is, I can't just hand out diplomas to anybody. You have to be willing in your mind to make a change. That's what this is about. So you have access to all of it for free. But the people that really need to make that mindset shift, you're going to have to go through the course, you're going to have to pass the testing, and you're going to have to agree to mindset shifts to actually earn the diploma. Understand that the official course is not for everyone. It is for the parents who really need to make a change or want to truly level up. The 3% Parent Diploma is earned, not given. So what this means is you can register for the official course, but that does not mean you are guaranteed to pass. You have to be willing as a parent to understand that you need to level up and make a change in your life. There's going to be a complete mindset shift. Now, I do want to be clear. There is no diploma with the free version, just the content. You get access to all the same content for free. However, if you take the official course and you pass the course, so you register for the official course and you pass it, you will receive the 3% Parent Blueprint Diploma. And the first 10 people who order the official course, I will give you a 15-minute call with me. And I will talk about anything you want regarding your child and their pathway and their development. This can be ordered right after this live is finished. Link will be available on my Instagram bio link and through my website eventually, but it'll be first through the Instagram bio link. But we're still not done. Shocking. Why? Let me remind you of my goals. But first, let me not forget. I have 2 more bonuses completely free for you. The first thing, though, back to my goals, is to educate and develop parents and players of the youth. I gotta say the whole thing again. The first goal is to educate and develop parents and players of the U.S. youth soccer system. 2, to make educational and developmental online content 100% accessible to people. I love to over-deliver and have for a long time. It's almost like the Amazon. Make it fast. You guys have asked for this. I have, as you know, an audio and video version of the Youth Soccer Playbook. Now, I have written the Youth Soccer Playbook framework, which is the written version that many of you have requested. It's available in PDF format on my website. So KyleCWilsonofficial.com. On my website, you can find the Youth Soccer Playbook framework, the written version. It's like a summary of the whole thing. And every single framework that I mentioned, so from level 2, every single framework has a video and a PDF download. The PDF download is available on my website, the same location that you'll find the Youth Soccer framework. And I've just put together this secret project for players who have aspirations to get to college. As you know, I have a video series called the College Recruiting Masterclass through my YouTube channel. However, I have also finished the College Recruiting Masterclass framework. So if you don't want to go watch all the videos, I've put together the PDF framework for you to kind of, it's like a cheat sheet to help you go through it without going through the videos. You're welcome. And the next project has already been completed. The 1% Parent Blueprint. This is our level 3. See you soon, guys. You have access to the 3% Parent Blueprint, the 2% Parent Blueprint completely free. And then if you want to order the 3% Parent Blueprint official course, you can. I'm going to make the link live right now. And the first 10 people that order will get a live call with me. Give me 1 second. I'm going to make this live right now for you. The official course is now live on my Instagram bio link. So all you have to do is go to my Instagram, go to the bio link, click it, and you'll see it as the second one. If you're interested in ordering the course, and that way you can earn your 3% parent diploma. Got to earn it though. It's not given. You got to go through the entire course. You got to go through all the content. You got to do the testing, and then you have to agree to the mindset shifts, and that's what's going to happen. So let me close the presentation. I'll stay on the call for a couple of minutes. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to close the share. So I appreciate you guys, man. Again, I apologize for the issue with the live stream. And that's what we're here for, man. So all of the content is completely free. You get access to it. You can do whatever you want with it. It's available on my YouTube channel. It should all be up right now. And it's on my podcast. So actually, I'll help you guys out. Let me grab my keyboard. I'm going to show you. So everything from a free perspective. I just want to verify with you guys, since you guys are on the live and you guys sat through this entire thing. I wouldn't have done it this way, but because of the issues, the technical difficulties that we had, I will go ahead and show you to make sure it's all up and running so you guys can go through all of the content for free. So give me 1 second. I will share my screen momentarily. I just want to make sure I get it all set up correctly. Let's see, ladies and gentlemen. Here it is. So I'm pulling up the podcast first, then I'll share my screen. Give me 1 second. All you guys need to do, man, is smash that subscribe button on YouTube. So let's see here. All right, so let's pull up the podcast. Yep. Okay, so I'm going to pull the podcast right now. Sorry, I'm having an issue with the screen. There we go. All right, let's go back to the live stream. Okay. Let's see here. Let me share screen. Window, boom, right. Okay, so if you look at my podcast here, The Pro Journey, Kyle Wilson, you can see it's all available right now. Networking, this is the 2%, 2%, 2%, 2%. So again, 2%, 2%. All 10 of them are there. And then all 17 classes are available on my podcast right now. So class 17, class 16, class 15, class 14, class 13, class 12, class 11, class 10, class 9, class 8, class 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All available on my podcast already. You can go listen to the entire thing. And then what I need to do is go here so I can show you YouTube. Make sure you guys subscribe, please. Okay, so I'm on YouTube, and you can see here. All you need to do is look for the 2% Parent Blueprint Edition with a 1 in parentheses as a playlist. And here is the 2% right here. So you can see every single one is public. It's all available. In fact, there's already some views on it. So you can watch the thing. And then let me show you the 3% Parent Blueprint. Again, all here. This was a duplicate. That's why it says private. It's all here is public. You can't see? Okay, so I don't know why you can't see. I thought I hit share screen, but maybe I didn't. That's weird. I am sharing screen, but you guys can't see it. So if you guys, again, since we had this huge issue with, I don't know why you can't see the screen. I apologize for that. But anyways, if you go to my YouTube channel, the 2%, let me take a step back. If you go to my YouTube channel, the 3% and the 2% are available for free right now. You can go watch them. You can also just listen to the audio on my podcast. You can also get all of the level 2 PDFs available on my website for free right now. Okay. And then if you want to register for the live, not the live, I'm sorry, for the official course where you can earn a diploma, it's available on my Instagram bio link. You can go there right now and go order it. Okay. And that way you guys have all the content. So if you guys want, I'll sit around for a couple more minutes, answer any questions that you guys have. Again, I really apologize for the error with the live. Wasn't by choice, promise, but it really sucked because it's crazy. We had a lot of people click the link, and probably a lot of people didn't get in. I didn't get to see the official amount of people that are in the live, but a lot of people clicked it, man. Almost 2,000 people clicked the live directly from Instagram. But that's all right. Part of the business, man. Oof. Anybody have any questions that I can try and answer for you? Omar, I hope you enjoy it, man. Andrew, go after it. Please enjoy. Coach Chris said, Coach Kyle, what should we look for in a coach? Chris, I'm going to give you, if you go to my website, you can download the PDF, or you can listen to it or watch it on on my podcast or through YouTube. So you can watch it on YouTube, you can listen to it on the podcast, and you can download the frameworks on my website, all for free. There's no opt-in. You just go get it. Nicole, no problem at all. The frameworks, yeah, Kai, if you go to my website, you click on documents, you'll see all the PDFs right there. At least they should be there. They were there last night when we did the check. So it should be there. Great question, Ray. If I were you, I would start with the 3% because there's a sequential order. You go from 2% to, you go from a 3% to 2%. And then what will happen is once I release the 1%, if you really want to take your game to the top level, you'll go to the 1%. Cassandra, yes, that is, this is all part of the Beast education or Beast programming. We are planning in the near future to roll out coaching education because this is the second step in that process. From my perspective, the first step was parents, and now the second step is in coaches. So we had to get the first part out to get parents up to speed in the education process. And now we're going to, now that we've gotten the 3% out and the 1% is done, we're going to be building out the 1% as well. Dakota said, can I send a DM and we talk? I have questions from a coach standpoint and parent. Dakota, please send me a DM. I will do the best that I can to answer. I do want to be just completely transparent with you guys. Man, on average, I get 100 DMs a day. I try my best to answer everybody. Sometimes I miss it or sometimes I forget. So, Dakota, send me a DM, please. I'll try my best to answer any questions that you have. Absolutely. So, Ray, if I were you, I would start with the 3%, knock those out, level up, and go to the 2%. Kai, I will check what's going on. It was showing up on my website last night. Maybe there's another button I have to press to be active. But once I close this live, I will go check for you. What to do when your 8-year-old is on a toxic team in the club, doesn't want to try and fix it, more worried about numbers and well-being? Giuseppe, I don't know how honest you want me to be, so tell me how honest you want, and then I can answer that question. Robert, recommendation how to address effort with kids. Robert, if you want the secret, it's in the 3% parent blueprint. No joke. I put the whole thing there already. Literally answer that. There's one class just about that. So, Robert, if I were you, I would go through the content. There will be that one class that will literally, I think it's class 16, if I remember correctly. It might be wrong, might be a different class. But it's there, and you can go through the entire thing and get that one thing that hits that exact point, because that was a question that I had to answer because I've had parents ask me that, and I've had to deal with it with players. Giuseppe, okay, to answer your question. So, listen, I don't know anything about your child's team, but what I will say is more than likely it sounds like that you're having an issue, with, I don't know if they're a cash cow or not, but it sounds like you're having an issue with them, doing what they need to do in terms of the proper thing for the player development. It sounds like they're not doing that. So I can't answer the question directly, but what I will say is it doesn't sound like they're doing what is in the best interest of the kids, and that's the biggest problem. So, and if you have any other questions, let me know. I would also need more information, Giuseppe, to be able to answer that the best. But, I hope that makes sense and hope that helps a little bit. But it doesn't sound like they're putting the best interest of the kids at heart. Okay? Chris, I appreciate the feedback, man. I'm just trying to leave a legacy, bro. And I wish all the people got to be in this live. I think that would have helped even more. But, if you guys can help share this content, I think that would be great. Kyle, where are you located for training? I am located in Orlando, Florida. Robert said, I'm on the right track. My son is not on the cash cow. Good for you, Robert. That's the key. He's currently in a futsal program that's only training and focus on player development. Benson, I know you train players, but you coach a team as well. I do coach teams. And, to be honest, one of my end goals is to get out of coaching and training, to be, quite honest. I think I have a much bigger role to play. Yeah, we're doing that. So I do have a club. It's called High Soccer Prospects, which is what the top logo on the top right. So yeah, there's that. Keep asking your questions, guys. Andrew said, always a pleasure to listen to you and all the wonderful information you provide. I'm always preaching what you have to say and hoping others can see the light. Haha, keep up the great work. Hey, listen, at the end of the day, bro, that's why I started doing this, was because, and it's like I put in the presentation, there are 9 and 10-year-old kids or whatever age, doesn't even matter the age, and parents are living vicariously through them, or they're uneducated, or they're just simply being ripped off by cash cows. And that's why I had to put all this content out there for people. Benson, if you want to send me a DM, we can see if there's some way we can work together. Not a problem. We're more than happy to see if we can try and implement the methodology. So please feel free. Send me a DM. What else, guys? Any other questions, thoughts? Again, I'll sit on for a couple more minutes, man. But if you guys have nothing else, I'll end this. And my wife wants to spend some time together. So, but I'll give you guys the advantage considering the fact that this whole thing went to hell with the live. So, really sucked, man. I was stressed. I couldn't believe it because I've worked so hard to build this, and it's like it went to like this. But that's the way it goes. Thank you, Keith. I appreciate that. Just trying to do the best that I can. Goofy, much love, brother. Thanks for all you do. I'm doing the best that I can. Robert, I'm ready to consume the content. Yeah, Diego, somebody else just said that as well. I don't know why that's happening. I've already uploaded all of it. I'll have to double check once I will do that. Diego, once I get off the, I can do it in a second. Just hold on. I can check in 1 minute. I'll be more than happy to knock that out. So just give me 1 second. I'm trying to check one information piece real quick, and then I can look as to what's going on. Okay, so Cassandra, Coach Kyle, it was fine. Even celebrities have crashed their lives. Thanks again. I appreciate that, Cassandra. I really do. I think the challenge for me was I knew how important this was and the impact that it was going to make. So it really sucked to see that the number of people that were going to be in this couldn't get advantage of it. But that it's part of the business. It is what it is. It sucks because I had a bunch of people that I wanted to get this in front of, and a lot of people told me they wanted to consume it. Nicole, do you recommend kids watch any of the videos with their parents as a family exercise? Nicole, you definitely can. I think it's great because you can have that buy-in. In fact, there's one class, I don't remember the number, but you're specifically supposed to bring your child. So that way you guys can sit down and go through it together and really think about why they play ball. Why does your kid play ball? My 9-year-old son has really good vision on the field. Should he keep passing the ball or continue to be selfish on the field? He's great at through balls and maintaining possession. Palma, I'm going to tell you what I would do. I would make your kid dribble as much as possible as his coach, just because passing can always be implemented and taught at a much later time. But to develop that creativity, they need to have the ability to dribble. So I don't know, what his case is or whatnot, but at least you have that access. Diego, I signed up for the course. Hope I am one of the first 10. No problem, man. I will let you know. I'll probably get back to you. I have a tournament this weekend, but I will get back to you at some point. I'll double check where we're at, and I'll let you know. Let me just go through this. A couple more things I want to get. Which one? Yes, I answered it. No problem, Palma. I think that's freaking awesome that that your son loves it. Yeah, man. If you have any questions, please ask. I'm only sitting here. I was going to end the live the second it said "see you soon," but because of the issue that we had, I wanted to leave it open. You guys, I'm doing this for you, man. You guys were the ones that sat through this, the whole issues that came up, and I feel like I have to do this for you. So if you have any questions, there's no bad questions, man. You can ask, and there's no bad or wrong answers. All right, looked at these. I think I got that already, but let's just do it. Woo-wee. Education is definitely key, man. I'm gonna have to do a live on Instagram to tell people to come to do this. Okay, let me do two things. So Omar, let me tell you this, right? So at the end of the day, bro. Jesus Christ. Hopefully that didn't break. I don't think it did because it landed on the case. That sucks. I don't know why it fell, to be honest. Whew. Here, you can use the keyboard. I'm going to use the keyboard. What? I have to fix the thing. Okay, Omar, I'm sorry. What should I tell my coach to convince him to allow my son to dribble more? He is a center forward, but still is told to pass soon after receiving the ball. Omar, I to be honest with you, bro, I don't think there's much you can do to convince a coach to change his methodology. I mean, my recommendation would be to, if you really want to try and help him, but I don't know anything about your coach, but you'd have to be like, hey, have you listened to Kyle? Have you listened to his content? But he's probably doing what he wants to do to try and win the game versus doing what's in the best interest of the kids. And that's why I said there's two types of coaches. You got guys that are player developers, and you got guys that are team preparers. And team preparers are the ones that want to just get God soccer points and win tournaments, which everybody wants to win, right? But that's not what's in the best interest of the kids, especially if they're not good enough or they have things they need to work on. So hopefully that answers your question. So let me, Diego, I'm going to check right now what's going on with the content on the website. So let me see why it's not working. So thank you for bringing that to my attention. Yeah, so it is only showing that now. That's very interesting. So let's see what's going on. Dun, 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 dun. Any other questions, guys, from anybody? Again, there are no bad questions. Man, I was absolutely ready to kill that presentation. I was so excited, but you guys have no idea. Like, to tell you the truth, guys, I've been working on this for over 2 years. Editing content, fixing content, and it's just like, man, it took so long to put this whole thing together, bro. Like the whole thing, top to bottom. And then, you know, it's interesting. I got to a point, I'm like, do I sell this? Or do I give it away for free? And it stumped me for a long time. And then I said, you know what? There's a 9-year-old kid that is getting ripped off by a cash cow, or parents that are uneducated, that it has to be free. Has to be free. So there we go. No problem, Alan. I appreciate you stopping by. Thanks for watching the entire thing. I'm going to edit the website and see what's going on because the documents were loaded last night. Man, I put in so much work last night to put this thing together. All right, let's see, documents. My wife was trying to sneak in the frame. Okay, so what's interesting is on the website, when I look in the back end, it's all there, Diego, but I'm not sure why you're not seeing them active. That's what I don't know. Let's see. It says they're there, but you're not seeing them. That is very weird. I'm not sure why you can't see them because they were there last night. It says download content. It says they're all there. Maybe I got to click on something to make it active. Nope. That is a very good question. Definitely true, Cassandra. I don't know if you know this. I ran 2 free camps over the summer. One of them, we had 104 players at it. And it was actually an application process to get in, or like you had to apply to get in. We selected people that got in. And the only thing that we asked for was like support on social media. And we even asked, hey, does any other organization give away camps for free? And everyone's like, no. And we're like, look, the only thing we're asking for is you help us share this on social media. And I think like 3 people out of the 100 people did it. And like what I took away from that was people don't want free. They want to keep paying. Like the proof is in the pudding. We did this for free. We did a 3-day camp. Like it was an hour and a half every day. Free. They didn't have to pay anything except their cost to get there, their gas or whatever they did to get there. We had people flying. We had a couple people from different parts of the country coming into the event. Like there was kids from North Carolina. I think there was a couple kids from California, Texas, wherever. And like maybe 3 people shared it or like promoted it and saying, hey, look what they're doing for free. And I was like, man, we're going to try to do something big here. And I'm like, people don't want free. They want to pay. Like, okay. We all talk about how unfortunate pay to play is, and that there's a bunch of issues with it. Yet I offer something for free. That's not even just online content, and it's like, where are we at? So it was. I completely agree. Okay, so I'm gonna try, Diego, to figure this out. I don't know why you don't see it because it's active. We have to go into settings. Let's see. I don't want to unpublish, but I do want to maybe manage. Nope, that's not going to help me. That is very strange. I don't know, and there's not anything that like lets me click on like the activation of it. Page settings, maybe. Show navigation, page footer. Nope, that's not going to do squat. This is very strange. I'm going to have to reach out to the website host to figure out why it's not showing. Very, very interesting. But we'll do some more deep dive into this. So let's go ahead and pull up a chat. That's not what I meant to do. Let's try this again. I'm going to try and get a customer rep on. How do you bring up to a coach? How do you bring up to a coach changes you want to see in practice without sounding like a dummy? Okay, so Chris, can you give me an example of what you mean by that? How do you bring up to a coach changes you want to see in practice without sounding like a dummy? So can you give me a specific example of what you would want to see? And to be honest though, bro, it's hard because like I'll give you a perfect example, right? I have people that are in my program that always come up to me and say, well, you should be doing this. I'm like, do you know who I am? You think you're going to come convince me to change? Like, come on, it's just not going to happen. So my point to that is there's probably a lot of people that are the same way. They're probably not going to want to change. You see what I'm saying? And that's just because they have their own ego, they have their own belief. Now, if you kind of give me an example what the issue is, I might be able to give you maybe some ideas, but I can't promise you that it will be fully effective. I just need to talk to a representative. How do I do this? All right, so Diego, I'm trying to talk to a representative right now to figure out what the issue is. So hopefully I can get that answer momentarily. Anything else, guys? So Diego, I hope to have that resolved in the next couple minutes. I'll stay on the live. If there's any other questions that you guys have that I can try and answer. But I'm getting a representative to come help me. Sarah Tozo, no problem, man. I hope it was value for you. I appreciate your time coming in to check it out. No problem, Sarah Tozo. I appreciate you. More stuff's coming for sure, always. Like I said, you'll be seeing the 1% at some point in the future. When I decide to release it, you'll know. Justin, no problem. Kai, no problem. You guys have a good night. Thanks for stopping by again. Really appreciate you. Any other questions, guys? There's no bad questions. If you got anything, please ask. Don't be afraid. No problem, Sarah Tozo. See you later. Andrew, you could just send me a DM. I do have to be completely transparent with you, man. Like I'm trying to get out of the training game. So I don't really take a lot more clients. I don't really have a lot left anyway, just because I don't want to do it. But considering the fact that you've sat through this, we can figure some out. So if you want to send me a DM, I'm talking about like private training and stuff. But if you want to, train with our organization, that's something we can look at. Just send me a DM on Instagram. So Diego, I got to wait about 9 minutes. I started a futsal team for my son, which I also coach. Would it be best to just let them play, or should I be correcting as many mistakes as possible in the game? Palmer, are you talking about in the actual game, or are you talking about in like scrimmages and stuff? Like in training, I mean, that's what I mean. Are you talking about the actual game? Because the thing is, if you're talking about the actual game, kids don't respond well. And what I mean respond well is they can't take a lot of information. So if you're in the middle of an actual game and you're like, hey, you need to do this, and it's more than like 3 words, the chance of them being able to understand and transfer that and keep it in their mind something is very hard. It's like, for example, this will work. Justin, go back. His name, 2 points. Diego, defend. But if you're saying, Justin, I need you to turn with your left foot and this, they're not going to understand that and be able to handle it. So just keep that for reference. Oof. Okay, so Andrew, no problem, man. I appreciate you. Have a good night. Enjoy the content, and have a good time. Dakota, do you believe in the U.S. soccer licenses? That is a fantastic question. So it depends on what you mean. Do I believe in the licenses? If you're talking about from a grassroots perspective of how to handle youth players and the environment that they're in grassroots and pay to play, no, it does not. And that's why part of our education piece is we've done parent education. Now we're going to be touching coach education, because the biggest issue is, in my opinion, from a coaching perspective, we don't have a platform that meets the needs of the kids. So a great example would be, I just recently took one of the higher level licenses with US Soccer, and I thought it was great in the sense of, if you have the goal of wanting to get to a higher level, so if you want to be like a college coach or an MLS coach or just a pro coach in general, it'll give you some insight and things that you should implement to your sessions and how you need to act and behave and do all these things. Great. But it does not meet the needs, and any of the licenses that I've gone through do not meet the needs of where the kids are actually at and how to deal with the environment, how to deal with parents. So that's one of the things that we're building from a Beast perspective. Beast education is parents. Is coaching education. So we've already, 3% is now out. 2% is out. It's now, we're going to be, and 1% is done. We haven't released it yet. There's a timeline on it. But the coaching side, we're building, and we're going to do a similar process with coaches. Like, we're going to have like a 3% coach, 1% coach, stuff like that. Okay. Omar said, when do you watch replay of game tape? The same day or wait a while? Well, are you asking me that as a coach or a parent? I'm not a parent, but if I was a parent, and I'm assuming you're talking about with your child, I would do that not the same day with my child. I might watch it myself just to get, feedback and information on it, but I would not be, going through it and like making him or her study with me, if that makes sense, the same day. Now, as a coach, I'll go watch it the same day. I mean, especially if it's a game that we lost, because you learn way more when you lose than when you win. And then, hopefully that answers your question, Coach Chris. Exactly, but I'd like to see the more advanced kids doing more challenging type of practice. And since we almost beat an older team in the same Oregon futsal today, we'll practice with them more. Okay. I don't know the exact circumstances or ramifications of your group, your son's group, so I can't really add much context to that. I would just be careful, just from the limited knowledge that I have. If you have a group of kids that are killing it, I would still continue to reinforce the basic fundamental behaviors and training concepts, because that will just accelerate, and you just made the comment. Also, to let you know, you and others have inspired me to start local pickup games in our area. You are turning the tide, man. It takes time. So, like, you want to see the longest progression of development, you got to keep doing, and this, you got to do the fundamentals over and over and over and over and over again. It's like the example I gave when I trained Nani on the phone with him. And I'm like, hey, what do you want to work on? Fundamentals. That's it? Yeah, he's like, I need to work on receiving, turning, 1v1 skill. And I'm like, well, okay, that's easy. I thought he was going to give me some sort of, I want to work on this and that. And I'm like, that's it? Okay. Piece of cake. I knocked it out. So that was pretty straightforward. Any other thoughts, guys? Questions that I can try and answer from anybody? Oops, wrong button. Ready to make it happen, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if Diego's still on this call or not, but I am waiting on the rep to get back to me. They're checking into why we can't see it because it should be seen. It doesn't say that it's not available. So that tells me we should be ready to rock and roll. So just give it a second. Go ahead, guys. You got anything else? Please ask. Otherwise, I don't want to keep you on the call. I'm just trying to help solve Diego's issue. Oh, question above. I'm sorry, Harris. Thanks for sharing. Question. Besides Croatian Football Federation book, any other educators you recommend for coaches? That's a really good question. From like a book or education perspective, I can't think of one on the top of my head. We are finishing and working on producing our own content from an educational standpoint. It is not done yet, but yeah, I can't think of anybody else, man, because that Croatian stuff is just next level, bro. Like I always felt like it was my brain on steroids. Let's see. Yes. Catch you on Insta. No problem, guys. So Diego, I don't know if you're still in this call or not. I'm just trying to wait for the website people to get back to me. They're checking into it. There we go. Oops, let me get it here. Hey, my friend, on the site. Documents, you cannot see the other documents that I have uploaded. There should be 13, but it is only showing 1. Oops. 12. Do you think teams are open to scrimmages? Seems like coaches shy away from it. Why? Okay. Let me reverse that question back to you. You're in charge of a cash cow. I'm just example, right? So just think of it this way, different perspective to think about it. You're in charge of a cash cow. You have a bunch of other clubs in your area. You scrimmage them. You lose. What's a potential issue that might happen? Those kids want to leave because they want to go to this other team that plays better or won or whatever. It happens all the time, bro. Like I live in Orlando. You know how hard it is to get scrimmages against other teams sometimes? They don't want to play because if they lose, and like, for example, my club is not huge compared to the big ones around us. And they will absolutely, like, for example, if a small organization beats a big one, you don't think parents are going, well, we played for the biggest club here. Why are we losing to Kyle's team? Right? I mean, they're going to be like, well, maybe we need to check Kyle out because if that's what's happening, then something's wrong with our club. Whether it's wrong or not, it doesn't matter. But that's just the stuff that happens all the time. People, and they're being told, especially coaches are being told that the coach, hey, avoid these things because we don't want to lose kids. We don't want to lose kids. That's revenue. That's revenue. That's revenue. So that answers your question. Are you there? I'm still waiting for this guy to answer. Hope that makes sense, man. Oof. I really appreciate you guys, man, coming and checking this out. The people that are still in this live or this, this chat right now, do you, how big time, or like give me a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being this was complete and utter crap, to 10, how great was it? I mean, you can always try and get scrimmages, bro. Like, don't think you can't. I'm just explaining to you that type of stuff happens. Like, how many times that I've asked for a scrimmage? I'm trying to answer the guy's. I'm trying to help fix the guy's thing. He can't see the documents showing on the back end, but when you go to the website, are not currently showing. Yeah, so if you're still in this live, I would love your feedback. Wow, 10, 10, 10. That's awesome. 4 10s. That's great. I love that feedback. That's awesome, man. Z said 10. Cassandra said 10. As a coach, 10. Wow. 10. So excited to go through it all. I completely changed how we developed my son the second I found your content. Omar, can you expand on what you mean by this? By the second you found my content, what did you find first and what shifted it? Diego, excellent 10. Andrew, very well done. Just get those technical issues out. Scared away, huh? Bro, I mean, my wife is literally sitting here next to me. No joke, man. We did this 4 times last night and did not have a single issue. We did it again before, did not have an issue. And then the second we went live with the real link, refused to work. I even took out the microphones. The audio would have been a lot worse. But that didn't work. And we're like, what? And she was like, hey, maybe you end it and you can reopen it. And I'm like, I don't think so. So we were like messing around trying to figure it out. We couldn't find a solution. So I'm like, okay, we're just going to end the live, hope that what you say is correct. And it wasn't, which is fine. But, you know, no, it's not her fault. It's my fault. I don't know. I don't know what happened because we didn't have an issue. And I did a test another day way before, didn't have an issue. So I'm like, I don't know what went wrong for the audio not to work. It was just the weirdest thing. So maybe it was a cash cow trying to shut it down. I don't know. Oh, there's my wife. You might as well come in and say hello. You can say hi. It's okay. She's sometimes a little afraid. This is my wife, Bella.
Oh my God.
She's nervous. I don't know why she's nervous. She helped me run the whole thing. You know what's funny? I've had people ask me like, hey, Kyle, how many people work on your team? You know, doing all the content. I'm like, huh, you know how many people work on the team? It's me and my wife. That's it. That's it. There's not a team. It's just me and her. Yeah, it's just me and her. It's not like I have a creative director or a guy that takes all the content. It's me and her that builds the whole thing. So that's it. But yeah, maybe can you please share the file? Yes. Oops. Yes. Give me 1 second. Shit.
It's not you, coach. Maybe it's Dan.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if the cow found a way to shut it down and not make the audio work because, man, I was telling you, like, no joke, there was over 2,000 people that clicked the IG link to come into the thing. So it's entirely possible that that's what happened. And that would really suck, but, you know, it's okay. This information will get out of somewhere. Oh, man, Chris, I appreciate that, bro. And then if I go to the website, which would be right here. Hold on, I'm just trying to solve this problem for.
Thank you, Omar.
Thank you, Omar. She's very happy to hear that.
We try our best.
We try our best. I missed the beginning of the stream. Is there a manual you have to download or sell? Okay, so I'll try and catch you up to speed real quick. So you have access to all of my content 100% for free. So you have, let me see if my share screen will work this time. I'm going to try. I can't promise you that it will because for some reason the technology doesn't seem to be working. Okay, so I'm sharing screen. Wait, I think I did that wrong again because that shouldn't be like that. Give me 1 second. I need to share screen window. This one. Okay. Hopefully. Okay, you guys see this, right? You guys see the YouTube, for example. So I'll walk you through in a second, Jose. Okay, cool. So let me go here. Actually, I can pull it up on my computer and see if it's running. It's there?
Yeah. No,
okay, so if you go to my channel, right, which would be right here, you can see that I have the 3% Parent Blueprint, which is the main thing that we were discussing today or highlighting. It's all here. It's all public and it's all available. So you can watch the entire thing, class 1 all the way through to class 17. So that's the first thing. And then, actually, let me do it this way. I think this will be a better way. So instead of being in the studio, let me go to YouTube. Oops. Oh, can you pass me the keyboard because I did this wrong?
Here.
hold on. I'm going to do this for you guys so I can show you. So if I go to YouTube, I'm sorry, I'm doing two computers at once. Not an easy thing to do. Okay, so I go to YouTube. I go to my channel. View your channel. Okay, so you can see that we have the event on right here. Okay, you got right here. So all I would do if I was in your shoes, I would go to playlist, view all. And then what you're going to want to do is find the ones that I just opened, which it's not. Why is it? Oh, it's only showing me a select playlist. Is that what that is? How do you find the, that's a little confusing. Oh, right here, playlist. I'm sorry, you have to hit this button. I apologize, I was wrong. Okay, so then you can see here, you have, this is the one that I was talking about, 3% parent blueprint, number one. This is the one that you want. The 2% parent blueprint is the other one. This is step 2. So this is step 1. This is step 2. This is what you want to be looking for. Okay, so you click this one. This is the actual course content, and I'm giving it to you for free. So you can watch all of it for free. The whole thing, top to bottom, free, free, free. Okay, and then you can go back after you watch all of those. That would be level 1 that you're going to want to watch. Then you would go to level 2, which would be here. You can watch these. The great thing about level 2 is you can watch them on YouTube, so you can watch it, or you can go to my podcast. So if I go to my podcast, which I'm going to try and pull up right now, the Pro Journey Podcast, which is right here, you go to Spotify, you can listen to it. So you could be in the car listening to it. Okay, so it's right here. You can see you have the 2%. All this stuff is all 2%. It's all here. And then you're going to get the 3%. All 3% are here. You can listen to it. And now, apparently, the documents are on the website. So let's verify that. So if we go to my website, Kyle C. Wilson Official, if I spell correctly. I think I spelled it correctly. Yep, here we go. So then you can go to my documents page right here. And then all the things are right here, all the PDFs are right here. You can download every single one of them right here, all free. There's no opt-in, there's no nothing. Just go get them. So it looks like the guy fixed it. So I don't know why they weren't showing, but they're now there. There. Let me click. Okay, so let's click one. Let's see if I click the Find a Coach framework. Let's see, does it pop up? Yep, so this is the Find a Coach framework. It's all here. All the documentation you need is all right here, free. 17 pages of how to find a coach. Right here, for example. So they should all be working. So you can just click them and download them for yourself. They're yours, free. Now, to answer your question, there's another piece to this. Let me find one real quick. So let me go here. Let me go to Studio so you can see this easier. Let me go to Studio real quick. Let me go to content. Give me 1 second so you guys can see this. So right here, I've uploaded, not on every single one, but some of them have the upload, and you can click here. So Jose, if you want to actually not just watch the content, but earn the diploma, we have a diploma that's available now. You would go here. This is where you would register to take the actual course, the official course, not just watch the content. So it's $50, $49.97. You fill in the information, you'll get access when you sign in. You'll get access to the actual course. In the course, you'll have the content, and it's actually better. It's better content in the sense of, instead of just watching me talk about it, you get an on-screen, me going through like a presentation like you just saw here. And then you get quizzes, or like testing is really the correct word. You get testing, and then you have to do a mindset shift for yourself to help you level up. You have to do all 3 of those and pass to actually get the diploma. So if you pass, you will get the 3% Parent Blueprint diploma known as level 1. So I think I still have the presentation up. Maybe I don't. Okay, so I don't have the presentation up. At least I thought I did. I don't, so I can't. So there's no more diploma up, so you can't see it, but that's what you would get, and you would be able to see it that way. Okay, Dakota said, please let me know when you have Coaching Ed out. We are working on some Coaching Ed right now. It will come out, give us some time, but we'll get it done. I've taken the grassroots license. I'm about to get more. So yeah, I mean, Dakota, if you want to get a better paying job, you need to do licensing. So like I just spent the last one I just did, I think was like, all in almost $3,000. But I have the piece of paper that says I know what I'm talking about, which is great. But a lot of places will say, well, you need to have this license to be able to do this. Yeah, but it doesn't translate to kids. But the point is, you have to get it to get a better job and to get more money and whatnot. If you want actual like development for what you're going to be involved in at grassroots, you're going to want to get to do other things. Like for example, somebody mentioned the Croatian Football Federation Development Curriculum. Get the book; it's $50. That book alone is worth like $10 million. Like it's crazy how good that book is. So it's so good. I've read it 3 times. I'm now reading it a 4th time. I'm reading it and I'm putting out all this content. So man, there's just so much stuff that you guys can go through and get. It's crazy. So yeah, I mean, I hope that helps, bro. So no problem, Diego. I'm glad we were able to fix it, get resolved for you. Looks like we are good. But yeah, so I hope that answers your question. So you can go through the free content. If you want, a more expanded approach with more information, more visuals, more effects, you're going to want to take the paid course, and then work to get your diploma. So, and then as a reference, Jose, we're working on. Well, it's not working on. It's done. The 1%. So that is a huge jump. It's a bigger jump, in fact, to go from a 97%, because there's a 97% to the 3%. It's a bigger jump from 3% to 1%. It's a significantly bigger jump and much harder. But that is really like to be a top level parent to help their kids navigate this entire system. So yeah, that should be it. The only question I have is, why did it not work the first time? What? Okay, guys, I'm gonna get off. Wife's getting mad at me. So unless there's any final questions, let me know. I'm gonna be ending the live. There should be a replay of this available. I'm gonna try and cut it so it's just without the technical difficulties. If you want to go back and look at it, please feel free. And without all this Q&A stuff at the end, because this was just for you guys, man. So if you guys have any other questions, I'll be on real quick. But that's it, man. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks so much for the feedback in terms of what you thought of the course. That was awesome. So no problem at all, guys. I'm here to help. That's why all the content's free. So no problem, and I hope you guys have a great night. If you need something else, ask your final question if you got one. If you do, great. If not, no worries. So just to confirm, I need to done. We're going up in the DV. It's going down. You the man, Chris. I really appreciate your time tonight, bro, and the feedback. It's time. It's like I said. It's time to do the right thing for the kids, bro. That's what it is at the end of the day. It's time to do the right thing for the kids. Yeah, sure. Venka, come here. Come here. Thoughts on preseason conditioning for United? Coach started last minute. Can you explain what that even means? What does preseason conditioning mean for a U9? Let me know, because that doesn't make much sense to me. But maybe I'm misunderstanding something. Come here. Here's my little girl. Say hi, Pupita. You're famous now. Look, Mama. Look. Hola, hola, hola. Yeah. You say hi. Good job, Mama. You did good today. No barking, no nothing. Good job. Bada bangs. You're joking, right? Your coach said thoughts on preseason condition for U9, not U19. It's U9. Coach decided last minute to preseason. Please tell me that's not 2015. Okay, let me make sure I got this Okay, so your coach said preseason conditioning for 2015. Do I have that correct there, Jose? Is that right? I thought I've seen it all, bro. Dude, I mean, if that's actually happening, I would pull my kid off that team ASAP. Like, what? U9s don't need to be running; they need to be working with the ball. That I mean, that. Where are you located, if you don't mind me asking? Where are you located? Yo, I'm sorry, bro. I don't even know what to say, man. That's shocking, to say the least. That is complete and utter shock. Yeah, I got you. Uh, yeah, I'm sorry, bro. I don't even know. Palma, you would have seen it in the presentation, 15 and older. And you'll, again, when you go through the actual course material, you'll see it. See this picture. Okay, I guess I understand now. So yeah, I mean, a showcase. It's like what I put in there. I mean, you're not going to have. You're not a showcase doesn't matter until they're 15. That's the whole. Like, if you think of the word showcase, what is a showcase? A showcase is to showcase players. So unless the child is a generational talent, a showcase is irrelevant. A generational talent is, again, somebody that's 15, 16, 17 that's going to be a pro, full-time pro, making millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars. So, nobody's getting a pro contract under 15. I mean, there are very rare exceptions to the rule, but that's basically it. So 15 and older. So, and again, when you go through the content of the 3%, it will have all that information for you, all of it, top to bottom, whole thing. We have a club up this way that's wants kids running 6 or 7 minute miles at you. Bro, what? You guys got to be telling this is a joke, right? Like, there's no way you guys are serious that you have U9 and U11. You have U9. Let's close this. Yeah, I mean, you're talking about a U9 doing fitness. Okay, bro, I'm sorry. Like, I would pull my kid out tomorrow. Like, that's just silly. She can come in. It's over. We have a club. Why would you want a kid? I mean, it's just silly, bro. Like, Andrew, where are you located? There's some fudged up stuff, bro. Like, the kid should have a ball at their feet. They're running miles. And fitness. It's disgusting. What do you mean you have to sit on this? Where are you located, Andrew? Like, you don't have to give me the actual place, but Pennsylvania. Okay. Sick. Richard, you're going to love one of the next content pieces I have coming out. That will hit not all of them, but a lot of the core skill that is implemented in the Croatian book. A lot of basic technique. It's all game-based technique. What is your opinion on overtraining? That's a very good question. What I will say is, and this will be like, I'm done at 8:40, guys. So if you have any final questions, ask. Otherwise, I'm getting off. And then, overtraining. Absolutely, overtraining is a huge problem. My recommendation is a player should not do more than 2 sessions a day. And that is with at least a 4-hour break, at least. So example would be if they practice at 6 p.m., their last practice should be done at 2. They're off the field at 2 o'clock, done. And then they have a 4-hour break to eat, rest, recover, feel better, all that. That's a minimum, and that's like a bare minimum. That's not even enough, to be honest. I mean, I think 6 to 8 hours is what's really necessary if you're going to be doing doubles. I see kids all the time, unfortunately, that they do a private training at say 4 o'clock, and then they go practice at 6, and it's like you're just killing your kid. You're going to create injury and you're going to create problems, especially because unfortunately most of these kids are not eating well. They're not taking care of their body. You know, they're eating fast food. They're eating pizza and soda and candy all the time, and it's like their bodies are just going to break. They can't handle it, so it's a problem, man. My son is on a B team. He needs more time working with the ball. Yeah. All right, guys. Any final thoughts? I really appreciate you guys coming in and working with me on this. And again, I'm so sorry for the technical difficulties because that sucked a lot. That sucked a lot, but it's part of the business, man. No problem, Richard. Have a good night. Thanks so much. Michael, have a great night. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoy and binge watch the content. Take what you can and level up. So I'm going to end this call, guys. Unless there's anything else. Do Brennan have more due to training or parents? I mean, I don't know. I don't have any statistical evidence, so I'm only going to give you my opinion. I would say parents, because parents are going to say, hey, you're going to go do a private session with Coach Jack at 4, and then you're going to train with your club at 6. That's a parent problem, not a kid problem. Kids shouldn't be doing that. You don't need to train more than an hour and a half at a time. And then, like I said, they need a minimum of 4 hours. So that's it. So that's it, guys. I appreciate you. Thanks so much again. Thanks for understanding the technical difficulty that sucked. But I appreciate you, and I'll see you guys later. Okay, have a good night.